Welcome back, dear viewers, to another spine-chilling episode of Mysterious Manifestations. Today, we're going to dive deep into the eerie world of the Stanley Hotel, a beautiful yet terrifying hotel nestled in the mountains of Colorado. With a long history of hauntings and ghostly encounters, the Stanley Hotel has become synonymous with the supernatural. Prepare to be chilled to the bone as we explore this grand hotel's dark past, the spirits that linger in its hallways, and the harrowing experiences of its guests. To truly appreciate the Stanley Hotel's rich and eerie history, we must delve deeper into its past. The hotel's creator, Freeland Oscar Stanley, was a successful inventor and businessman. He co-founded the Stanley Motor Carriage Company with his twin brother Francis Edgar Stanley in 1902. However, in 1903 Freeland Oscar Stanley was diagnosed with tuberculosis, prompting him and his wife Flora to move to the dry mountainous climate of Estes Park, Colorado in hopes of improving his health. It didn't take long for the Stanleys to fall in love with the breathtaking beauty of the region, and they quickly decided to create a luxurious mountain retreat that would rival the finest resorts in Europe. Thus the idea for the Stanley Hotel was born. The construction of the hotel began in 1907, and it officially opened its doors to guests on July 4, 1909. The hotel was a marvel of modern technology for its time. It boasted a hydraulic elevator, electric lights powered by the hotel's own hydroelectric plant, and even telephones in each guest room. The hotel's lush, sprawling grounds featured a 9-hole golf course, tennis courts, and horse stables, providing guests with endless entertainment and outdoor activities. During its early years, the Stanley Hotel played host to numerous elite guests, including Titanic survivor Margaret Brown, also known as the unsinkable Molly Brown, and John Philip Sousa, the famous composer and conductor. However, the hotel's popularity began to wane during the Great Depression, and it struggled to maintain its former glory. In the 1970s, the Stanley Hotel caught the attention of a group of investors who saw potential in the historic property. They undertook a massive renovation project, restoring the hotel to its original grandeur and turning it into the opulent and eerie destination it is today. It was during these renovation efforts that workers and guests began to report strange occurrences and ghostly encounters, fueling the Stanley Hotel's reputation as a haunted hotspot. The hotel's paranormal activity even caught the attention of author Stephen King, who stayed in the hotel while it was mostly empty during the off-season. His experiences at the Stanley Hotel would go on to inspire his best-selling novel, The Shining, which was later adapted into a critically acclaimed film by Stanley Kubrick. However, it should be mentioned that the Timberline Lodge in Oregon is used for the exterior shots in the movie. Today, the Stanley Hotel embraces its haunted history, offering guided ghost tours and paranormal investigations for those brave enough to explore its otherworldly secrets. With a history as rich and chilling as the Stanley Hotel's, it's no wonder that guests from around the world flock to experience its supernatural allure. In addition to the spirits of F.O. Stanley, Flora, and Mrs. Wilson, the Stanley Hotel is said to harbor several other ghostly inhabitants. Each of these spectral residents adds their own chilling touch to the hotel's haunted legacy. One such spirit is believed to be the ghost of a young boy named Billy. Often spotted on the second floor, Billy is known to play tricks on guests by turning lights on and off, opening and closing doors, and even making objects mysteriously disappear. Some guests have even reported hearing the distinct sound of a child's laughter echoing through the halls. Another ghostly presence is Lord Dunraven, an Irish nobleman who once owned the land where the Stanley Hotel now stands. His spirit is said to haunt room 407, where guests have reported strange occurrences such as unexplained cold spots, flickering lights, and the overpowering scent of pipe tobacco. Some visitors have even claimed to see the shadowy figure of a man wearing old-fashioned clothing, watching them from the corner of the room. The hotel's concert hall is also known for its paranormal activity, particularly the spirit of a former maintenance man named Paul. Paul is said to watch over the building, ensuring that guests and staff follow the rules. Some have reported hearing phantom footsteps and disembodied voices scolding them for minor infractions, such as wandering off the guided tour path. As the Stanley Hotel's reputation as a haunted destination has grown, so too have the spine-chilling experiences of its guests. One guest named Sarah recalled a chilling encounter in room 428. As she slept, she was suddenly awoken by the sensation of someone touching her arm. When she opened her eyes, she saw the spectral figure of a cowboy standing at the foot of her bed. Paralyzed with fear, she could only watch as the ghostly figure vanished before her eyes. Another couple, Michael and Laura, shared their experience in the hotel's concert hall. As they walked through the historic building, they heard the faint sound of a piano playing. Following the eerie music, they found themselves in a dimly lit room where the piano keys seemed to be moving on their own, playing a haunting melody. As they listened, the music suddenly stopped, and they felt a chilling breeze sweep through the room, as if an unseen presence was passing by. A group of friends staying on the 4th floor reported hearing the sound of a woman sobbing late at night. Intrigued, they followed the sound to a nearby room, only to find it empty and untouched. As they turned to leave, they heard the sobbing once more, this time accompanied by a faint, whispered plea for help that sent shivers down their spines. In one particularly chilling account, a guest named David shared his experience in the hotel's infamous room 217. As he slept, he awoke to the sound of footsteps pacing back and forth in the room. Frozen with fear, he watched as the shadowy figure of a woman appeared at the foot of his bed, her eyes locked onto his. Before he could react, the apparition disappeared, leaving David with a bone-chilling feeling of being watched for the remainder of his stay. These harrowing stories are just a few of the many terrifying encounters guests have experienced at the Stanley Hotel. As more and more visitors share their stories, the hotel's ghostly reputation continues to grow, making it one of the most chilling destinations for paranormal enthusiasts and thrill-seekers alike. As we've explored the chilling history and haunting tales of the Stanley Hotel, it's clear that this grand establishment is home to more than just luxurious accommodations. From the ghostly apparitions of its founders to the eerie encounters of its guests, the Stanley Hotel has become a mecca for paranormal enthusiasts and thrill-seekers alike. If you're brave enough to spend a night in this haunted hotel, who knows what bone-chilling experiences await you? Perhaps you'll encounter F.O. Stanley himself, still watching over his beloved creation from beyond the grave. Or perhaps you'll hear the ghostly giggles of children playing in the halls. Whatever your experience may be, one thing is certain: a stay at the Stanley Hotel is sure to send a shiver down your spine. Thank you for joining us on this eerie exploration of the Stanley Hotel. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling tales from the world's most haunted destinations. Until next time, remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones we can't quite explain. Good night, and sweet dreams.